on this item?
Through the past couple of years, the city feels that the direction and the vision and goals of the senior center have strayed, along with some financial concerns. And then along with the city looking into all the contracts at this point, that's why this contract was pulled and being renegotiated or not reapproved.
Anybody else have any comments?
I have a question. So will we have, is this an opportunity for us to submit a new contract, or are you saying that we are not going to be approved for funding?
That's not what he's saying.
Thank you, Mr. Pratt.
What the other night when there's a multi-step process that's in place, and this is my first go around with this, okay? Because I took office in July, and that's not an excuse, but I want to just lay it out this how I understand it. So when the contracts, as you know, anytime you have a contract with a city or state entity, it's normally a year-to-year type arrangement. That's just the nature of the beast. So at the end of the year, they send those to a contract review committee, which I do not sit on that committee. None of the folks that are on that committee are here, I do not believe. So they evaluated those in light of every type of consideration, and there were 3 that were taken back or sent to us with the recommendation not to renew. So obviously the one that you care the most about is yours.
Yes.
Or with the board. The contract was not with you, it was with the board.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the 3 that were sent to us at the commission with the recommendation not to renew. Now, I wasn't in that meeting, you were.
Yes.
So I don't know firsthand what was discussed in there. So at that point, all we did was approve their recommendation not to renew it. So at that point, basically, about anything is open. There's been talk that the Park and Rec department could take over operation.
Mm-hmm.
You will have an opportunity to submit a proposal to the city. If I was you, I would be putting together my best proposal and explain to the city why life can't go on without you. You have an opportunity to do a sales job now. When that needs to be to us, I don't know. I was hoping Richard would be here and he could answer that for us. It needs to be quick because there's only 1 more meeting in May and then there's 2 in June. So I would be getting that done very quickly and then to the city. I don't know exactly where that would go, but I'm sure if you took it to City Hall, they'll get it to the right place.
I think the city's got to ask for it first, though. Like you say, there's a lot of steps in this, and I think there's going to be a lot of discussions, and I hope that some of those discussions are with y'all. I don't know the steps. We haven't ever not renewed a contract as long as I've been with the city, so this is going to be new on me too.
Yeah.
But everything's being looked at very critically because we want to make sure that we're spending the citizens' money in the best possible way. So everything is getting a very critical view.
Well, as a citizen, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
My question as the director here is, what are the concerns? We've asked several times and no one has responded to the board as to what the concerns are.
What did they tell you in the meeting?
Nothing.
Like I said, I wasn't there.
They didn't tell me anything in the
Mhm.
meeting.
And as a board member, I don't know anything either. I've not been told anything.
Me neither.
Mr. Rice said that they felt that the senior center had strayed from their goals.
Right.
That's a very large blanket statement. I would like some specifics and a better explanation,
Yes,
please.
amen.
Yes, yes. And Mr. Bolt, I'd like to
And it was
tell
finance as
you,
well.
I would like to
Well, one
tell
at a
you.
One
time,
time,
please.
one
Let's
person
let
at a
him
time.
do one at a time.
One time
Right,
talking,
right.
please. We can't all talk at once, please. Now, Ms. Davis asked a question of James.
Like I said, for 2 years in a row, some of the board members have come and asked us to look into something, and we have. One of the reasons what came out of last year's, us looking into it, was some of the revisions we made to your contract as far as finances. Which I feel, for the most part, those have been followed. Coming into this year, and like I say, some of this was board stuff, some of this was just people. Some of the things that we hear are the vagrants here, feeding the vagrants. People feel uncomfortable around them. The donated items, the problems we've had with insects, which we've dealt with. Some of the clutter in the building, the stuff lining the walls and being stacked up. Some of the other things, and some of it, and I'm going to be honest with you, some of my view too, which I see not a lot of things being brought up in front of the board to be voted on. There's just things happening that I don't think there was any board direction, and some of that can be some of the donations that are going on. There's always things popping up about you're taking donations, but we never hear what those are for, what programs or activities those are going to be funded. So, along with some financial stuff, which later on in the meeting that we'll be able to address, I hope.
But really, regardless of what it was, I mean, right now you have an opportunity to, I would say, put together your best bid and get it to the city, regardless of what they've told you in the past. You know what those are. I mean, they've told you. So
No,
I
they
would.
haven't.
Well,
That's the problem
I-
is,
you know,
I'm happy to put a packet together.
mm-hmm.
I would like to make sure that I address all of the concerns that the city has.
I would,
And I
you
think
know,
we're
I
gonna
would,
talk
I would
about some
probably
of them.
just try to put together your best proposal and take it to them regardless.
Okay.
I admire that, Mr. Bolton, you coming up and stating that, because there's so many of the senior citizens that come here, as myself, I don't have any family here.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
I'm here, I live in southern Oklahoma, my property's all down there, but I'm up here because my oncologists are closed.
Sure.
And so I come down here, I volunteer, and just recently, I wrote out $100 check to help with the food
Oh, absolutely,
problem.
yeah.
So, you know, more people need to be interested in this, because this facility is my lifeline.
Oh, absolutely. It's a very important place, and you know, nobody's shutting this down.
Oh, I understand.
Nobody.
That's right.
And I know there's been all kinds of rumors, which I just hated to see. And you wouldn't believe the number of folks that have contacted me concerned that this center is being shut down. That's not happening. There
I know
is
that.
no way in the world that would ever happen.
And
Well, I'd like
we
to
have
know.
posted that information as well, that we
I
understand
saw
the
all of
center
that, believe
is
me.
not being
I'm on
shut
social
down.
media probably as much as anybody.
Yeah.
And I'd like to
So-
state that Miss Kate,
Uh-huh.
she has a laugh that would welcome anybody.
Oh,
And sure, the people that are homeless come
Uh-huh.
in here, and if there's any food left, why not feed them? Why do something else with it?
I don't lay awake at night
I
worrying
know,
about that.
I know. Well, I'm down here, I see,
Yeah.
I'm down
Mr.
here,
McVeigh would
I
like
see
to
them,
ask
you
you.
know,
Well,
and so I
that was
think that.
the point I was gonna raise up. Right now, we're providing a valuable service to the community
Absolutely.
in providing meals.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of seniors that sometimes this is the only warm meal they get.
Yes.
And if we
understand that
completely
very
have to
well.
cut that out, I can see how that would be a saving for the city.
That hasn't, there's been no decision made that we're gonna cut the meals out.
I know,
Thank you.
but,
Nothing, you know, the only time you're gonna have a decision is when the commissioners vote on it.
well,
We haven't voted on a thing.
Mr. Benson does not want meals served.
I
in this
understand
building.
that, but Mr. Benson works for us, not
I
the
know.
other way around.
That's good.
And we are concerned about it because of that.
Right.
But we also have been waiting and waiting to try to help get our kitchen remodeled so that we could do a better
I'd
job
love to
of
see
it.
your kitchen.
And that would also be a savings to the city, and we're concerned that it might be one of their questions.
We do have a grant for the kitchen facility. Kate has a grant for that. And we want to keep our grants no matter what. We don't want to give them away or do away
Right,
with them. We
absolutely.
need to keep the grants,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
It's very important, yes.
I'd like to say something about these bugs that you're talking about in our building. I've been coming here for several years. I've never seen a bug here. We do spray them every month or even more than a month, and we pay a fee for that. I'm sure you all do in the city hall also. So bugs is kind of a small thing to point at for us to have a
What
problem.
was a specific bugs?
What kind of bug was it?
Bed bugs.
Did we have bed bugs here?
We did not, but one of our clients had bed bugs and his daughter is convinced that they came from here. And we had our extermination company come many times to make sure that that is not the case.
Okay, that wiped that out. Thank you.
And Mr. Bowles, I'd also like to state to you that I followed the gentleman there and the lady there behind them, and she said, oh, I can run this this senior citizen and city hall just fine. No, she can't, because someone has to be in here with this facility. If someone had a heart attack, the city'd be sued. If someone fell and broke a bone or something, such as me, I'm down here every day and I've got my heart monitor under here, if you see my little green light flashing. And so anyhow, I just wanted you to know that no one can run city hall in this too.
Okay, well, I appreciate you letting me know.
Okay, we're not,
Could I, just one, about the bed bugs, if you had a certificate from the extermination company that there is not or has never been bed bugs, could you take away that concern?
Probably.
So I think that would be a good thing to bring forward.
okay, moving on.
We have one more.
I have one more question. What is the city's definition of a homeless as opposed to a vagrant?
Shawnee has both.
Yes.
Okay?
And they're two separate entities. Is that-
It's two separate things. A homeless person is homeless. Some of those people may be living in their cars, or they could be living on the street, but they're trying to do something to better themselves. A vagrant is somebody that chooses to be the way they are.
Yes.
And they're just there for all the, I guess they like that free stuff all the time. But homeless, there is a distinct difference.
So
between
now
homeless-
how are we here in the
Yeah.
senior center to determine when someone comes and says, I'm hungry?
Well, you're not. And I'm not the one for say, to say how you judge that. It's just, as a city, we have issues that we have to deal with too, and that is one of them. And one of those ways is we try to keep those people moving.
Moving where?
But as long, and let me tell you, you might want to talk to the library. The library has a policy on this. And as long as those individuals that come into the building are clean, they're behaving themselves, and they're doing in the building what the building was designed for, and not sleeping, and not taking baths in the restrooms, and doing things like that, then that's fine.
So we have a policy too, and I think it's in your packet. And if it's not, it's in the room somewhere.
Well, I'll just
And
include
they're
that
50,
with, like I
it's
said,
part of our contract.
put your proposal together and get it to the city. And include all those that you think might be concerns, address them in any way that you want. That's entirely up to you. I was in sales for a lot of years, and I tell you, just put together your best shot and get it over there to them.
I admire you saying that.
So, I just, as a clarification.
Sure.
So, I appreciate you saying, putting together our best
Yes.
proposal, that we work
Right.
together, to put forth our best proposal.
Yeah.
And so, with that, the issues that we will talk about from James's office, we'll talk about that in a little while. Do you think it would be also in our best interest to maybe put together in this proposal what we as a board, working as a unified unit, would look like moving forward, but perhaps like our strategic plan and,
I think
how-
anything that you think would show your organization in the best light, that's what you
Perfect.
want to include.
great, thank
That's
you.
what I would do,
Okay.
yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, moving on, item B, present concerns that cause renovation or non-renewal of a previous granted contract.
I think we've been discussing.
That's done. Okay, item E, where was C? We missed C. Procedure, yeah, I can see that. Procedure to involve negotiation process, I think we've done that too.
Not quite.
Well,
So
okay.
you said the city has to invite us?
Well, I think that you could be proactive and
I wanna be.
Yeah, I would just say,
think the board
just take
is
it over
too.
there, nobody's gonna throw it in the trash, just take it over there, and then it goes from there.
When is the
May something, is that
It'll
what
be
you
the
This next
third
Week
next
from-
Monday.
Week from yesterday,
May
right?
20th.
The 20th, there you go. Always quicker, be down the 20th, and then I think it's June 1st.
June 3rd
3rd,
and June 17th.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
I'm sorry.
there you go. Always got the entertainment.
Okay, so item D says anticipated time frame.
Well, that's quick.
I
That
hear it,
was-
what I
because
hear
we only
is
have
as quickly
three-
as possible.
We only have
is-
3 meetings.
Okay, very good.
And then
I think
it's
that's
year end.
realistic.
That's good.
I agree.
Okay, item 4, discussion and possible action regarding board members, co-senior directors, concerned management of senior center.